Thought the performance against Washington was a solid performance. We're pretty pleased with most of the facets of the game. Obviously, the score line is the important piece there, but I thought there were a lot of things that we did well. But to be fair, I thought there were a lot of things we've been doing well, and we're just a little bit off, especially going forward. And I thought we were able to address some of those things on Friday, and the guys gained a little confidence from the result, but I think they were gaining confidence from their play in the previous training sessions, and a lot of times those practices will lead up to the mindset you're going to have that weekend. So I thought they had a good week of training, and that was reflected in the scoreline. It's very important for players to see the fruits of their labor. I mean, the thing I think that's cool with sports sometimes that there's a lot of good things that happen, but there are times you just don't get the result. And when you get a string of those, it becomes very difficult, and it does question yourself. You find yourself in those situations, but with our guys, I think they're finding themselves to be a little resilient as the season goes on, and focusing on their performance, focusing on their attitudes. Trying to focus on the controllables, and I think that's what they've done a good job of doing. We just got to make sure we keep that mindset right and get them to perform the way they can perform, understanding going into these next 9 games that they're all going to be difficult. I was very pleased with the offensive performance. I thought they played with I wouldn't say reckless abandon, but they played like they were having fun. They were going forward. They were asking a lot of questions of defenses on the night, and I thought they were enjoying themselves. And you can kind of see that in their expression and how they attacked. When that happens, it does take pressure off everybody else, because there's so little scoring in this game that when you do put goals in the back of the net, they're such a premium that it does take a little edge off of what we have to do defensively. But I thought they enjoyed themselves. I thought they were effective, and I thought it made everybody lift their game, and then that's what we saw on Friday. San Diego State and UCLA are in really good form right now, and they're both sitting on top of the conference at 2-0, and they've had pretty successful non-conference campaigns, so they're going to be good, and we're going to have to protect our home turf, but we're going to start with, again, the Friday night game and the training that leads up to that, and we're going to take it from there. We know that every game we play from now on is going to be a tough game, and then we just put that away. We're just going to focus on our things and do the best we can on the night. One game at a time is how you do that, and I know it's a cliche, but I'm going to tell you, with the lineup that we've got coming in the next month, it is one game at a time. It's one practice at a time. It's one play at a time, and we're just going to focus on that, and then whatever comes our way, we'll deal with it. So we're going to have a very narrow view of how we go through this next 9 games, and I think that's the right view, because those are a lot of things that we can do better, that we can improve on in order to take those games one game at a time. And I think sometimes with a younger team, there's a tendency to look too far forward, and when you do that, it takes your eye off the ball. So, it'll start with training today, and we'll go from there. Well, I think the difference between this year's squad and last year's squad at this particular time is I think we've got more firepower going forward. I think that we have the pieces right now to do some things on the attacking end that can change a game. Now, having said that, there's a lot of work to be done still. We've got glimpses, like on Friday night, of how we can play going forward, but it's different when you get into conference play, when you get into the meat grinder of Friday, Sunday. So I would say the little difference is that we got a little bit more going forward, and we've got some guys that had to cut teeth last year that kind of know what to expect, but we still have a lot of young guys that haven't gone through the schedule. So again, one game at a time and one training session at a time, and we'll go from there.